Thank you so much for tuning in and watching the third Musicians for Bernie live stream concert. Musicians for Bernie is a coalition of musicians, songwriters, and composers who are fervent advocates for change. As artists who have dedicated our lives to creating music, we are often underpaid, uninsured, and unappreciated by society at large. Inspired by Bernie Sanders' lifetime work fighting for working class people, Musicians for Bernie will not stand by and accept the status quo. Musicians for Bernie's mission is to inspire people to vote through music's unique capacity to bring people together in public spaces while simultaneously using the platform to advocate for single-payer healthcare. Tonight, we encourage you to donate to the Minnesota Freedom Fund. The Minnesota Freedom Fund pays criminal bail and immigration bond for those who cannot afford to as we seek to end discriminatory, coercive, and oppressive jailing. Black lives matter, and it is time that we stand up and fight back against these injustices. All of the musicians that are performing this evening will be accepting digital concert tips via Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. You can find their handles in the comments. Kicking off the show live from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, is Romaine the Child.
Great. Hey, how you doing?
Hey everyone.
Hello. We are Romaine the Child. My name is Liam.
I'm Alyssa.
And we'll be a part of the act tonight. So yeah, we're very, very honored to be here, and I hope you enjoy. All right, anything else?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. You
Thanks. That song was called The Inn.
Yeah, it's
Inn.
yeah, I guess referring to making sure that you treat yourself with care because it can be really confusing, sort of like, especially in, social, the age of isolation and social distancing. You got to take care of yourself. So yeah, that's what the inn's about. The next one up is Sunset Lover, which is one of our older songs. Yeah, I hope you enjoy. I think it's a different pace, but we'll go for it. 1, 2, 1, 2. Sunset lover, you're always on my mind. And no one ever wants to say goodnight.
Cool.
Woo! That one is a lot of energy, pushing out a lot of vocals, a lot of singing up there. Yeah, we turned off the AC, so
Yeah, it's
so it
hot
doesn't
in
go
Philly.
off. And
It's okay.
man, I need to drink water.
So we're usually a four-piece band. We're a Philly-based band. Pretty new. We're a bit of a baby band, but we usually have, it's me on cello, Liam on guitar and vocals, Curtis on keys and sax, and Sean plays drums. So this is about half of our usual setup.
Yeah.
So we're doing a little bit stripped down versions of our songs.
Yeah, and I think that's a really nice thing to do in a musical sense, because you do get to sort of like relearn the different parts that are not, like, especially without like drums and keys, like it's a very different sort of song, so we learn how to fill the gaps there and take our space and whatnot. So yeah, the next song is a new one actually, and it is directly about, I guess every songwriter has to do a song about coronavirus or something like that, or the experience of it. So this is it's called Amidst the Breeze. Let's make sure we're in tune.
All right.
That's it. Capos on electric guitars, am I right? All right, ready?
Correct.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Drifting in across my eyes, they gently pass away with the birds and the time. A calming shade in warming whites, I'm mirroring the humbling giants of the sky. And I wonder, as the pigeons perch and gather, cooing softly, losing feather, if quarantine is doing right by me. Drifting in across my eyes, they gently pass away with the birds and the time. A calming shade in warming whites, oh, I'm mirroring the humbling giants of the sky. And I wonder, as the pigeons perch and gather, cooing softly, losing feather, if quarantine is doing right by me. Oh, quaint.
Cool. So thank you for watching so far. I want to thank Musicians for Bernie again for putting this on, and just say a couple words about kind of like what that means to us, like personally, Musicians for Bernie. I think I started canvassing for Bernie the first time he ran for president, and it really stood out to me the idea that we all have to stand together in order to work for our collective liberation, not like one single person pitted against another. The way that like so many of the forces in our government has sold us on, like capitalism and colonialism, and I grew up a very privileged person, and so it really opened my eyes up to that, and I felt like very inspired to become part of this movement and realize that we do have to link arms and work together, especially those of us with privilege. And I feel music also carries that message that we work best when we work together and when we're supporting everyone. And things like Medicare for all and student debt cancellation and, you know, things that are just obvious that people deserve as basic human rights.
Yeah, being a musician, I guess we do see a different side of things. Like in terms of jobs and opportunities, it's not always set up the same way. And yeah, especially right now. I mean, I'm very grateful to still have some work, but there are a lot of hundreds and thousands of people, millions in the U.S. right now that are struggling just to survive. And it's definitely one thing to be to come from a privileged household and whatnot, but it's best to really like take what you can in your platform and use it as a voice. So I guess of course, like as musicians, we figured out that this is the best way to like impact society and make real change, social change, and it's carrying the message. And I think especially in terms of songwriting and whatnot.
Yeah, there's a great quote. It goes, what is it? The role of the artist is to make the revolution irresistible.
Yeah.
I think Tony Cade Bambara, I wrote that down, said that, and I think that sums things up really well. To make the revolution irresistible. So, on that note, I want to remind you, I think Musicians for Bernie is also asking people to donate to
the
Minnesota Freedom Fund.
Yeah.
And if you feel so moved, you can also donate. I think we have our Venmo and Cash App, but certainly keep donating, keep protesting, and keep supporting other people who are different from you, especially.
Yeah, I think, especially in these times, it's like the more people you can get together and the louder we can cheer, that's when real change happens. So use your voice, whoever you are, you know?
All right.
Cool.
We got another song for you.
Let me get back in tune.
Cool.
Ready.
All right, let's do it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Let's do it again. Some songs are at
beautiful.
6.
Yeah. Looking down at the list was just wrong. All right.
Go for it.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just when I thought I was coming together, that's when my thoughts started caving in. I spent 3 months thinking that I was better than my sins. Waiting up just for the sake of the pleasure, chilling out so I could hang with my friends, popping smoke so I could stay at the center, yeah. But now I gotta get free. It's driving me in circles, 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 circles. It's chasing me inside infinity. Yeah. I'm a lover and a fighter, but I gotta stay strong. chasing me inside infinity. Yeah. I'm a lover and a fighter, but I got to stay strong if I'ma get this relief. It's driving me in circles, 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 circles. It's chasing me in circles, 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 circles. It's driving me in circles, 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 circles. Will I ever get? Will I ever get? Will I ever get free? It's driving me in circles, 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 circles. It's chasing me infinity. Yeah, yeah. I'm a lover and a fighter, but I got to stay strong if I'ma get this relief. Cool.
Sweet.
Very cool. Woo! Yeah, that song is about thought patterns. And it's like sometimes your brain just gets the better of you. I'm sure you can relate. If you can't, that's a great thing. Envious. No, yeah, the next song is a song called You Get Me By. And yeah, I was trying to go for an older feel with this. So I hope you enjoy the song that we started before, but are starting now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Seem to find myself another lover Bueno.
Yeah. Thanks for sticking with us. We have 2 more songs to play. So the next one, I wonder if anyone else has experienced this in quarantine. Learning a new skill. We're learning how to record, and this next song is one that we're working on recording and hopefully are gonna release soon.
Yeah. It's like people during these times, it's an interesting situation because some people have more time and some people do not have more time. And like, I'm grateful that I do have a little bit more time to spend, recording. But I hope you're holding down in the fort all right. Like, I hope you're doing all right over there,
Yeah. All right, here we go.
All right, this next song is called The Waters. Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe I'll end up getting lucky. And maybe I'll crash and burn. And maybe I'll stay around and learn to wait my turn. Oh, I'm testing out the waters of my soul. Good job. Cool. Yeah.
Good job to you guys. Thanks for watching us.
Really?
I have no idea who's watching.
Yeah.
We're just like, it's
You
weird
and-
playing to a screen. Just a
a little green dot. That's all we see. It's like a 2000 Space Odyssey, but I actually haven't seen that movie. a little bit young. Maybe I should visit that.
Yeah, you should watch it.
I should definitely watch that.
Anyway, we have one more song. This song we actually did record.
Yeah, and this is... Yeah.
And you can listen to it. We have it up on Bandcamp or Spotify. I don't know where else we have
Apple
it.
Music.
Apple Music.
Yeah, it's around. This next song is called Deep Breathe. Yeah, I think it's really important in this time to really focus on yourself and making sure that you're okay. I think the way we grow as a society is make sure that everyone still feels human and connected to themselves and the music around them. So, yeah, I hope you enjoy. Thank you again for sticking around. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tears hold the torch when life flame withers down. Hands coming close in the cold dark weathered town. Bundled up alone, another hour of you on your phone. 'Cause you know that life has its up and its downs, but the circle keeps rushing and flowing around. Know that we make the
Thanks so much for watching.
Yeah.
We'll Remain the Child. I'm Alyssa.
I'm Liam. And you can find us on Instagram. And as we said before, be sure to definitely look into the Minnesota. Wow, it's blanking on me.
Freedom Fund.
The Minnesota Freedom Fund. I was like MMF or MFF.
Yeah.
That is that's something that we should really take seriously in these days, in these times.
Yeah, do something for someone else. Do something for yourself today, and remain the child.
Yeah, remain the child. Don't forget. No one ever grows up out of being a kid, so that's important to remember.
Awesome.
Stay young.
Thanks so much, and stay tuned to the next performer.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
All right.
Hey friends, my name is Ryan. I was a Bernie 2020 field organizer in New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Wisconsin. And today I just want to talk to you a little bit about why we should still keep voting for Bernie and campaigning for the senator in the remaining primary states. But first, I do want to shout out our wonderful friends at Once Again PAC, Musicians for Bernie, and Progressive Democrats of America, who are doing a fantastic job keeping up the fight for Bernie and our movement in the remaining primary states. There are a number of reasons you should still keep voting for Bernie in the remaining primaries. First, if we hit 25% of all pledged delegates, it will allow us to have a significant impact on the Democratic Party's platform come the August Milwaukee Democratic National Convention. Now, I'm sure many of you remember how in 2016, superdelegates had a significant influence over the outcome of the primary. And this time around, that power has been significantly decreased. If you didn't know why that was, it was because we hit 25% of all delegates in 2016. Essentially, Bernie supporters as delegates were able to change the rules of the Democratic primary through the committees they sat on at the Democratic National Convention. So we should continue to win delegates for Bernie so that we might be able to have an even greater positive influence on the Democratic Party's primary rules, as well as our platform for 2020. Because regardless of who the nominee is, we know that our platform has to be the most progressive platform in presidential election history in order to defeat Trump. We must keep in mind that Biden is only the party's presumptive nominee. In these tumultuous times we're living in, anything can happen. And therefore, the more delegates we have going into the convention, the better. Now, I'm not here to get your hopes up falsely, because that would not be the right thing to do. But this is no time to give up. We must keep fighting. There is no point in rallying around Joe Biden while he is only the presumptive nominee. Particularly amidst this global pandemic, Biden's solutions will not meet the needs of this moment. He still maintains that if a single-payer Medicare for All bill was on his desk as president, he would veto it and deny Americans to be guaranteed health care as a human right and not a privilege. The Democratic Party must realize that Joe Biden cannot beat Donald Trump. Whether it's his recent racist remarks about if you don't vote for him, then you're not black, to the sexual assault allegation against him, as well as the 7 other women who have come forward and say they've been sexually harassed by Biden, to the fact that there are many questions about his mental fitness and ability to take on Trump in a debate. So I think that as a Democrat myself, I want to see Trump removed from the White House. I will vote for the Democrat in November. But I want to go into that voting booth feeling that we actually have a shot to win. And therefore, we must replace Biden at the Democratic National Convention and put in maybe Bernie, maybe someone else, but someone who will actually defeat the most dangerous president in the history of the United States of America. If we are to achieve Medicare for All, a Green New Deal, the cancellation of student and medical debt, the end to our racist and broken criminal justice system, the end to the military-industrial complex and wars abroad that are not justified and based on profit. If we are to do all of these things and much more, we must keep pushing forward for Bernie and our platform through the Democratic National Convention. If we are to achieve equality for women and for our friends in the LGBTQ+ community, as well as justice for Indigenous peoples who have had their land stolen, we must keep fighting. Please keep in mind that Bernie has been fighting for us for 60 years. The least we can do is keep pushing on for these next few months and do everything we can to have his platform as the Democratic Party's platform for the 2020 general election. So I ask of you today, please keep voting for Bernie. Remind your friends and your family to do the same. Post about it on your social media, send it to your email chains, get the word out whatever way you can. But please keep pushing on and don't give up, not yet. The best way for you to keep campaigning for Senator Sanders in the remaining primary states is to join Once Again PAC, which was started by some of our amazing friends, including Senator Nina Turner. Now, our goal here is to accumulate as many delegates as possible with hope of making Bernie's platform the Democratic Party's platform come the Milwaukee Convention in August. So please, go to onceagainpac.com today and sign up to volunteer. We cannot afford to have anyone sitting this one out. We need as much help as we can get as the remaining primaries and their deadlines are fast approaching. So please, go to onceagainpac.com and sign up now. Thank you so much again for your time, and thank you for being part of this movement.
Thank you, Ryan, for explaining why it is so important that we continue to vote for Bernie Sanders in the upcoming primaries. The next primary is June 2nd, and if you live in Washington, D.C., Indiana, Maryland, Montana, New Mexico, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Dakota, and the Virgin Islands, vote for Bernie Sanders and tell all of your friends why they should do the same. You can go to onceagainpac.com/vote to find out more information and also sign up to volunteer. That music video was by the Unemployed Architects, and they are based in Bloomington, Illinois. Coming up next, live from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, is Caleb Michael. His band, Long Friend, Time Friend, just released a new single called Mount St. Helens, and you can listen to that at longfriendtimefriend.bandcamp.com.
Hi everyone, I'm Caleb Michael. I'm here to play a few songs for you and also talk a little about my support for specific candidates. But I think I'm gonna get started with a sad song, and hopefully this is Ryder. Hopefully it doesn't run away. Gather around me, sight grow cold, no desperation to see, just grew old. Carve my name into stone, write me a poem. You didn't die alone, it's a pleasure to know him. Burn me up, throw me into Lake Jenny, rather than rot in a box. Make a monument to me. In a far-off place, they say it's a sin, with a sunken face, it's worse than cannibalism. So light me up on a boat. As flames grow higher, I long to float. Burn me up, throw me into Lake Jenny, rather than rot in a box. Make a monument to me. Burn me up, throw me into Lake Jenny, rather than rot in a box. Make a monument to me. Thank you. I'm used to waiting for at least some applause, but I guess I can't do that in this situation. It's very, very odd. I want to talk about a couple things. First is, just the craziness that's happening in our country right now. I was, before going on, trying not to have like an anxiety attack about, just what's happening all across the country, like even in currently our city of Philadelphia. There's a lot of trauma that's happened in a lot of different communities, and I wanted to recognize that. I was feeling like I'm probably going to mess up a lot because there's a lot weighing on my mind right now. But what you can do is donate to the Minnesota Freedom Fund. That's what this specific event is asking people to donate to. If you haven't already, please donate. And yeah. So to introduce my next song. That was on my solo album. This next one's also on my solo album. I, might forget some lyrics here or there because these songs aren't as fresh in my mind as they normally are. But this song was used for the Musicians for Bernie playlist, and I think it's relevant today as like it seems like millions of protesters are in the streets. So it's about protesting. I was waiting for your call when we talked. I didn't wait at all. You're not allowed to feel offended when you threaten those who can't be defended. The hypocrisy's what I fear. Go back and say something like I wasn't there. I wonder if you're embarrassed by your pride. I wondered if you'd step aside. And I wondered if you cried, if you feel at all. It's clear that it's a steal, but all that matters how you feel. It's how you feel. We're both standing in the street. Did you think what that could mean? In this moment, I am free. Get over it, you lost. Like it's a to-do list crossed. This is literally why you spoke. If he loses, the system's broke. But I wonder if you cry, if you feel at all. It's clear that it's the steel matters how you feel. It's how you feel. It's how you feel. But all that matters is how you feel. It's how you feel. Thank you. So we want to talk about what I do outside of I'm a teacher normally, but I also am a committee person in my local division in South Philadelphia, and what that means is I try to get as many people to vote as possible. This time around, I was trying to get as many people to vote by mail as possible. And if you are in Pennsylvania, specifically Philadelphia, you know, and you just don't know who to vote for yet, I would say that if you are trying to vote for a progressive, Nikhil Saval, who I put on my guitar here, is who I'm trying to get as many people to vote for as possible. You know, if you tend to live in most of South Philly and kind of up the Delaware, that's kind of the region that he will be running for. Also, Elizabeth Fiedler, who I have the shirt for from 2 years ago. If you're someone that's not in South Philadelphia specifically, like maybe the people watching, and maybe you're in Pennsylvania, I would ask you for your vote for Nina Ahmad, who's running for a state position. Same for Joe Torsella, who's running for state treasurer. Both have been good to progressive causes. So, with that being said, I want to play a few songs that are, you know, I've wrote during quarantine here in Philadelphia, whether it be being upset with the way people are not listening to rules that the CDC is asking, whether same with the president and all the things to get frustrated about. I was performing a song a day for the last 2.5 months. Most of them were covers, but of them I had written a song for that day in a specific way. So these that have not been heard that much by other people, so you know, if you're listening to me for the first time, this might be a treat for you, as I might mess up a handful of times, but you know, here goes nothing. So I've been a little upset, played a song and I wrote a poem, made some art but I don't know where to start, but that's okay, we'll be out by Memorial Day, and I'm sorry, I'm a little bit angry, but I must apologize. While you search for someone to criticize, take a good hard look in the mirror. Take a good hard look in the mirror. It seems that some of us have jumped the gun. If I could be on the run, we are waiting at the finish line. While you're celebrating a race you thought you won, but that's okay, we'll be out by Thanksgiving Day, and I'm sorry, I'm a little bit angry, but I must apologize. While you look for someone to criticize, take a good hard look in the mirror. Take a good hard look in the mirror. The question has been age-old: can a human be bought and sold? Many think it's alright to sacrifice the weak, while morality plays hide and seek. But that's okay, we'll be out by Valentine's Day. And I'm sorry, I'm a little bit angry, but I must apologize. While you look for someone to criticize, take a good hard look in the mirror. Take a good hard look in the mirror. Well, we've been here for a year. Have you learned your lesson? Have you faced your fear? We've paid for parties in your pool. Are you still hungry, or is your stomach full? 'Cause that's okay, we'll be out of here someday. And I'm sorry, I'm a little bit angry, but I must apologize. kind of keep on trucking with these quarantine songs, and let me know afterwards if you like some of them. So. Better planet is possible, but we're too damn greedy. Corporations are seedy. Now the CDC is telling me you got to stay home now. Wonder what it's like in my hometown. Every day's a different story. You'd think it'd be boring, but it's kinda nice. A mistake crisis I finally have free time for friends and family, though I can't see them. I wish it's what it's like to be them for another week or so. For another week or so. For another month or so. For another week or so. Yeah, that's a very short one, but I wrote that as like one of the first days out of being quarantined, not knowing when things were gonna happen, and here we are 2.5 months later. Gonna try this other one, but who knows? I might screw up. But who knows? Always try new things. So if you could just try your eyes from the floorboards, away from the TV screens. You know what I mean. Too caught up in your trash magazines. You're just the stars from years ago. But everyone says no. You reap what they sow. Mother Nature's taking all back. 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 Once again, another short one. I got another maybe 15 minutes or so. I did want to bring up that, in the fall, I joined a band. We formed a band in South Philadelphia. We wrote a whole bunch of songs. We started recording a song, and then all this stuff kind of happened. We were able to get, the song finished, and we put it out yesterday. You can find it, I think, in the comments, not comments, in the description of this, longfriendtimefriend.bandcamp.com. I'm going to try my hardest to play a song that I don't normally sing on. I'm normally for this specific song, I play the keys when you hear the recording, and you go like, that's not him. So I'm going to try my best Mike impression. He made a beautiful song. But, I'm just kind of going with the flow here, hoping for the best. Me and my weekday best friend, we grew up on nights like this. Round and round the block, So that was written by my bandmate, Mike McMahon. And our band's called Long Friend, Time Friend. We have one song produced by Chris Boyce that you can find at longfriendtimefriend.bandcamp.com. And yeah, so I'm gonna go back to songs that are more probably in my wheelhouse of solo songs. Since this is a political thing, I have a few. I do tend to write political songs. So here's a political song or two. This one, we'll see. Drop the bomb and throw 'em into the cans. Drop the bomb, let them know where we stand. Drop the bomb is what they say to me. Drop the bomb, says the enemy, but we're so afraid. I could die today. Another car gets in my way. We're so afraid I could die tonight. I picked the wrong time to start a fight. We're so afraid. Kill them all, as long as they're not here. Kill them all. We've mongered all the fear. Kill them all. Doesn't matter if they're kids. Kill them all. Drop another one, 'cause we're so afraid I could die today. Another car gets in my way. We're so afraid I could die tonight. Picked the wrong time to start a fight. We're so afraid I could die today. Another car gets in my way. We're so afraid I could die tonight. Pick the wrong time to start a fight. We're so afraid. Thank you. So that song was written after I heard a it was Tommy Lauren who was going off on TV about how we should just bomb the crap out of another country with no regard to human life. And I found that very upsetting, so I wrote a song about it. The drummer of my band, Pete, had a comment the other day that was just like, oh, I like how like what most people just, scream in the shower about is what I make songs about, which I like that description. So I do want to, I'm going to start wrapping up here. I do want to touch on a couple things that I had touched on before, just in case you joined late. Please donate to Minnesota Freedom Fund because of the craziness that's happening in our country right now as we speak. I turned off the news for the last hour or so, but it's been really upsetting and heavy. And then vote in your local elections. A lot of times the changes that need to be made the most are candidates that only cover a very small district, and that's why I'm asking everyone to vote for Nikhil Saval if you live in South Philly or on by the Delaware River, basically. He's been standing by school employees when they were fired. He's been standing by restaurant workers and hotel workers during this crisis who have been unfairly taken advantage of and fired. Really great guy. And if you're in Pennsylvania, vote for Nina Ahmad and Joe Torsello too. And South Philly should vote for Elizabeth Fiedler. And then, and Long Friend, Time Friend is the name of my band. My song is, or our song, sorry, is out. I'm used to being a solo artist. That's what happens. I say my all the time, and I gotta fix that now. Our song was just released yesterday. Go check it out. Like Long Friend, Time Friend on Facebook or on Twitter or wherever you do your social media. And this last song is called Ruin. I usually save it to the last thing because I usually just ruin my voice in the beginning of a show if I try to play it first. So thank you so much for listening. Hoping one we make plans, but I've come up short. Falling in water till I hit the sand. 'Cause one day my mighty flow might reach nearby shore. It'll reach a destination, and they'll tell me they want more. And the land will turn mountain like creatures replies, and their heart will turn to ruin. We'll marvel at the size. We'll marvel at the size. 'Cause I've been feeling loose. I decided there's decide that they should be free. 'Cause one day my mighty hand might find itself in a situation that no one wanted to be in. 'Cause I wasn't patient. 'Cause I wasn't the wind will turn the mountain. My egregious replies. And their heart will turn to ruin. For mortal of the sires will marvel and Thank you all so much. Make sure you vote on June 2nd for Nikhil Saval, Ahmad. Nikhil, who's actually endorsed by Bernie Sanders. And, thank you so much for listening. Take care.
Today, I believe I reflect the overwhelming majority of the American people in expressing enormous sadness and anger at the vicious murder of George Floyd. This police murder is an outrage that strikes at the very heart of our society. But we have to bear in mind that this one murder is just the latest manifestation of a system that so callously devalues the lives of Black people. Over the last many years, both as a senator and a candidate for president, I have had the privilege of visiting almost every state in our country. In those travels, I have experienced some incredibly beautiful and inspiring moments with the people I met. But I must also tell you that I've had moments which made me embarrassed about the state of our country, meeting too many families in too many communities who have suffered from police violence and social and economic neglect. In most cases, these victims and their families have been denied justice by a system that ignores these ongoing assaults against the bodies and the dignity of Black people. If ever there was a time for us to address this egregious assault on everything our country is supposed to stand for, now is that time. Every killing by a police officer must be independently investigated by the Department of Justice. Every police officer guilty of a murder must be held accountable, including those who stand by and do nothing to intervene. We need a massive overhaul of policing in America which understands that a lethal response is the last response, not the first response. But let us be clear. Police violence is not the only manifestation of the systemic racism that is taking place. Take a look at what's going on with the COVID-19 pandemic. In recent months, we have seen Black and brown communities disproportionately ravaged by the virus. We have seen workers who earn starvation wages forced to go to work day in and day out because without that paycheck, they and their families would go hungry. These working class families, Black and white and brown, have with enormous courage kept our economy and society together in hospitals, meatpacking plants, public transportation, supermarkets, gas stations, and elsewhere. These workers, Black and brown, have risked infection and death so that the rest of us can continue to eat, get our medicines, or put gas in our cars. But when we talk about systemic racism, we're not just talking about Black lives killed by police with no accountability. We're not just talking about Black lives killed by COVID-19. We're not just talking about a third of Black children in our country living in poverty and millions of Black kids going to totally inadequate schools. We're not just talking about Black women having a maternal death rate 3 times the rate of white women and Black families owning 1/10 the wealth of white families. Instead, we are talking about a system of pervasive racism that impacts every aspect of our lives. This has got to end. We need equity for Black people, for brown people, and for all who are marginalized and made disposable in a system and an economy that treats millions of people as unworthy of the basic decency of human respect. Our struggle is and has always been about justice. Not justice on paper, but real justice in the real lives of real people. Sadly, as we come together in the fight for justice, as we fight against racism, as we fight against massive unemployment and poverty, right-wing demagogues exploit moments like this to tear us apart and reinforce systems of racism and oppression. At this critical moment in our nation's history, at a time when we need a president who brings us together against injustice, we have a president who is opportunistically moving us down a path toward authoritarianism and violence. And he stands astride a grotesque system of ingrained racism and economic disparity that now more than ever needs to be ripped down. We've seen yet another sad example of this just the other night. While Trump claims to care about Black lives, he now publicly advocates for armed violence against people in Black communities. No, Mr. President, this is not a time to encourage police officers to do more shooting. That is exactly the problem we have to overcome. What a sad period this is for our democracy and for fundamental moral decency. Do I believe that Trump's views reflect the feelings of the people of this country? No, I don't. I don't believe that for a moment. I have looked into the faces of too many people all across our country, from every background, from every zip code. And despite their differences, what our people want is a nation that respects the fundamental human dignity of every person. That starts with justice for George Floyd. But it must not end there. We have got to end the racism, oppression, and massive inequality that currently exists if we are to have a future that is worthy of all of our people. Thank you very much.
Some people say that they had it better back in the day. Well, I beg to differ. Things are just the same. Now we have those tiny little screens, making it hard to believe. I think we're pretty great, just not strong. And this has gone on for 60 years too long. So put down your screen and step outside. There's so much to fight for, the millennial paradigm. The divide between us makes no sense when you look past the colors and see what's within. The Constitution is supposed to protect our rights, but I think it might be time for a rewrite. Now we have those tiny little screens, making it hard to believe. I think we're pretty great, just not strong. And this has gone on for 60 years too long. So put down your screen and step outside. There's so much to fight for, the millennial paradigm.
All musicians are accepting digital concert tips via Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. Coming up next, live from Washington, D.C., is Bartees Strange.
Okay, now you're coming through.
Oh, cool. Hey, what's up? I'm Barty Strange. I'm sorry for all the technical issues, but we are here to do the thing now. So I'm going to play a bunch of songs off of a record I'll have coming out later this year and talk a little bit about why I'm playing here and why I support Bernie and all the progressives running on the down ballot. I hope you like it. My name is Barty Strange. Feel free to check me out on Bandcamp or anywhere else you listen to music. This first song is called Mustang. A man bled out this morning. The antecedent is not the first time I fell in my arms. The pain of being pure again, walking home at 4 a.m. Hours ago before it ends, it's hella dark and I can't afford to keep 2 trains hella long, too high to sleep. My crooked bones, you're screaming, cursing, smiling, you're killing me. Is anybody really up for this one? If I don't hold nothing back, is anybody up for this one? I know that you never rest, a beast from the southern coast. Last night I looked at you, I knew I didn't really fear that much. I lie for a living now, that's why I really can't tell you stuff the way that we all know how it's gonna end. I hate America. I just wait for my horses now. I just wait for my horses now to have a life you love but know you're undeserving. Last night I got so fucked up and lost my job. It's nice to think that folks are near. Waking up was hard this year, but if I didn't move away, I didn't tell me how else could I be? Could I be? Could I be? mouth full of blood. I'm mad cause no one can see me. Don't ask, why don't I want to bring you solace? Tie me up. Cool. That song's called Mustang. Yeah, so like I just put out an EP called Say Goodbye to Pretty Boy. It's mostly songs that I adapted that were written by The National. And we put it out on Brassland Records. It's a great record. I'd encourage you guys to all check it out if you're interested. And this next song I'm going to play is called Boomer, which is also something off of the next record I'll be putting out this year. But I hope you like it, and thanks for coming. Hey bro, hey bro, hey bro, look, I'm the man. And that was way before I did these Ziggies in the act. And that was back when I was doing Harlem Nights with 20 racks. They call me Hershey because the money coming relays, we on track. Woo! That's a lap. Woo! I told my girl that I was working, that's a lie, I'm in the trap. Told my mama I was saving, fuck, I spent that shit on wax. Told my friends I couldn't make it, they don't know I got the bag. Hey, I know most people gonna say what they wanna say. Most people wanna smoke what they wanna smoke. And others, they don't care about no other things. And sometimes it's kinda hard to tell exactly where I wanna go. It's hard and I know. It's hard and it shows. And I can't even lift my hands up. That's what we dance for, Lord. Going in now. And right when I get all of my hopes up, something explodes, Lord. Never win. Hold on. Yes, I'm the man. Walked across the street the other day to get a gram. Came back to the trap and smoked that shit with my own man. He told me that I'm the hardest nigga out since MIN. You know me, blessed nigga on the block, even the hoes know. Smoking on the lot, they say that Scotty love the trees, bro. Iceman on the corner, landing jets, I call him me, bro. Dripping since a youngin', I've been eating since a teen, bro. And I know most people gonna say what they wanna say. Most people wanna smoke what they wanna smoke. And others, they don't care about no other things. And sometimes it's kinda hard to tell exactly where I wanna go. It's hard and I know. It's hard and it shows. And I can't even lift my hands up. That's what we dance for, Lord. I'm going in. And right when I get all of my hopes up, something explodes, Lord. I never, you can't hurt me. I've been buried alive by the devil. It's in them here. You can't save me. I've been buried alive by the devil. It's in them here. No. You can tell me that it's all a lie, I know. Is he holy? All I know is that he's gone to find me. Thanks. Cool. That song's called Boomer. Yeah, and I guess, you know, a part of like playing this was I was asked to kind of talk about like why it's important to be supporting Bernie right now and why it's important to be voting progressively right now. And like all I can really say is look outside. Like if you live in a city like I do, like people are in the streets, people are calling for shit to change. Like it's, I mean, I'm like exhausted talking about it, frankly. I've been talking about it, I feel like my whole life, like all the issues of this country. And now we're like watching a lot of shit come to a head, and like in the black community, like this is stuff we've been talking about forever. So I encourage everyone to vote as progressively as you can. Like, Bernie's not going to be running for president, and that's a shame, and that's its own thing. But there are so many incredible progressives across the country running in the down ballot that are like super important. Like, and so I would encourage you to like fucking vote. Like, you gotta fucking vote, or like we're gonna be right back here again, in no time at all. So, shout out to Musicians for Bernie. I really appreciate the invitation to come here and play and talk a little bit. It means a lot. But yeah, I just, it's like, I don't know what else to say at this point. Like, these are the chickens coming home to roost, like, Malcolm X said. This is what it is. So, I was at protests and stuff earlier today in D.C., just like, checking stuff out, being as supportive as I can, and like throwing my voice in. And, that doesn't mean that everyone needs to protest or like go out in the streets. There's a lot of ways to contribute. There's organizations you can donate to. And there are awesome organizations like Musicians for Bernie that are putting stuff on for people to be active wherever you are. So, if I would assume that most of the people watching this are pretty politically motivated already, but if there are people watching who, want to get involved and don't know how, like, I would encourage you to reach out to the people who are doing things and just ask how you can jump in. Like, there are so many directions you can be running in to make things better for working people. And voting is like top of the list. So, yeah. And if you're just now joining, my name is Bartees Strange. I'm a musician and a songwriter that lives in Washington, D.C. So I'm going to play a couple more songs. This next song is actually about when I used to live in New York. There was a number of shootings, police shootings that happened. A number of young men died in my neighborhood in Crown Heights. And this song was kind of written around that time, and I've been playing it for years, so hope you like it. It's called Daily News. I'm going to take a quick sip of water. Cool. Wasted people right outside my door. They seem fine. Wasted people, right outside my door. They seem fine. I just walked away. I just want the way. I can feel the weight crossing over me again. Picture me again, walking off to see if I can lose again. Picture me again, floating off to see if I could feel again. Ooh. 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 Show you that what I need, it seems to harm you. That's how I lose. And all the things you said that you would do, did you? And so I wait for the times that I thought I'd lose. I know it's down to, that's how I do. show you. I wanna see you. Say yeah. Oh, no, there ain't nobody else like you. And I found you. And I found you. Wasted people right outside my door. They seem fine. Thank you. That song's called Daily News. The next song I'll play is called Far, and it was on the EP I just put out called Say Goodbye to Pretty Boy. Yeah. Ooh, ooh. Yes, I am. I miss the rain on my face. If I could walk on water, I would be at your place. So what do you get while they're around? Who do you miss? Are they in town? Tell me what's your name? I'm underground. And I see your ghost and walk around. Walk around. Oh, woo. In the same town. Ooh, I'm running. Believe in me. If I'm staying safe on a tree. Stay with me. If I'm staying safe, roaming free. Yeah. Boy, I seen it all come and go by me. Oh, boy, I seen everything I love has. And I believe in a world that's black and gold. Don't nobody gotta know. I wish I could go somewhere low where nobody gonna go. And I wish I could run anywhere else but home. Don't no one know what's good, what's bad, or what else. And I could swear happened to souls I know. And this is my last song. It's called Going Going. Sundays you'd find us inside with the lantern on, blood on a doorsill, armor of God, eyes to the Savior, the gun in my pocket, waiting for morning to come. Come on down and get me. Come on down and get me. When you go, you go. I can tell you'd always run. Now you're gone, gone. Black folks, we dance when we're sad on a tightrope. The women that loved me whipped me with switches out in them ditches. Died in tornadoes, hoping the cavalry come. Come on down and get me. Oh, come on down and get me. When you go, you go. I can tell you'd always run. Now you're gone, gone. On a base far away, out where it's hot in the morning sun. There's a sense that I am still with the men in the pews beneath Plymouth Rock. And you go, you go, you go, gone, gone, gone. You're gone, gone too. Thank you so much. And that's my time. I'm gonna cut it there. But I'm Barty Strange. Thanks so much for having me. I live in Washington, D.C. And once all this is over, I hope I can see many of your faces in person. But thanks, y'all. Have a good one.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for being at this concert tonight. Musicians for Bernie is such an awesome collective, such an awesome group, and it's so inspiring to see all of the work that has been started by the Bernie campaign continue on in organizations like this one. My name is Jake Efros, I'm from New Jersey, and I was a field organizer on the Bernie 2020 campaign in Iowa. And the amount that I learned there about organizing, about politics, it just really blew me wide open, and I'm so grateful for that experience, and I'm carrying it with me today. I am working with the North Jersey DSA now, and I am also involved in the movement to get ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, out of New Jersey. Carrying the kinds of organizing lessons that I gained from the Bernie campaign to today and to the work that I'm doing right now, I feel like I have something to contribute, even though I still have a lot more to learn. So that's just to say, like, this is a reminder. The stuff that began in 2016 as well, and in 2020 from Bernie's run, is going to last with us for a really long time. It has inspired a generation of us to keep doing this amazing work. And not just Bernie himself inspiring us, but the organization, the friendships, the relationships, the political education that went down during the campaign. All incredibly special for laying a groundwork for activism and organizing for a better future. I really appreciate the opportunity to get to share my thoughts with you all. And why I wanted to record this is because I'm putting together a journal of writing and some artwork as well on our thoughts about what's happening right now, what's happening with the pandemic, with our political identities as we are sheltering in place and in quarantine, and what's going on in every moment, every corner of our country and the world in this unprecedented time. I want to invite you to submit a piece of writing about your thoughts on what's going on, whether that's a manifesto, a political treatise, poetry, a short story, or also we are considering visual art to be included as well. This is not a normal academic-y journal. It's going to be published online. Maybe down the road we can do something in print, but for now we are going to publish it online, and anyone who is published in it is going to be invited to actually join us for a roundtable conference that will publicize and just get all the different contributors to share their thoughts in a talk later on after we publish this journal. The idea really is I want to share my thoughts and share the thoughts of so many other activists, organizers, writers, and artists who are thinking about what does it mean to live right now and to work right now and to be engaged right now, especially amidst an unprecedented global health crisis. And I want to do it in a way that is not institutionalized, that you don't have to have a degree to, contribute something, that you don't have to actually. There's an ice cream truck going on right now. You can be an ice cream truck driver and contribute about your experience driving an ice cream truck, right? The idea is that we want to deinstitutionalize what it means to actually publish something, to actually have our thoughts shared, and to create this kind of independent source of a medium of intellectual discussion and also artistic and creative sharing with one another. So if you're interested, please contact me at this email. It's just jakeefros@gmail.com. And please go to my website, jakeefros.com, and click on projects to learn more about what we're actually doing. So thank you so much, and thank you again for tuning into this concert. Have a good night.
Thank you, Jake. And to find out more information and how to get involved in his project, go to jakeefros.com. Thank you so much for watching the Musicians for Bernie live stream concert. Donate to the Minnesota Freedom Fund at minnesotafreedomfund.org and go to onceagainpac.com to sign up and volunteer to help get out the vote for Bernie Sanders in the upcoming primaries. The next primary is on June 2nd. If you would like to get involved with Musicians for Bernie, go to musiciansforbernie.com and sign up.
try to bury us, they try to sweep us under. They try to silence us, they try to scare us with thunder. But after thunder comes the rain, and after rain comes the pain, and from that pain the seed will grow taller than the sky and stronger than you know. 'Cause we are still here. Yes, and we are stronger than fear. Yes, we are still here. Yes, and we are stronger than fear. We're stronger. They try to teach us our neighbor is our enemy. They say, swallow this pill, we've got the best remedy. But as you swallow, you feel it go down, you feel the room spin around, and before you know, it's too late, 'cause you could have chosen not to swallow hate. 'Cause we are still here, and we are stronger than fear. Yes, we are still here, and we are stronger than fear. We're stronger. We're stronger. We're stronger. Don't believe everything that you read. Don't believe everything that you read. Don't believe everything. Don't believe everything that you read. Don't believe everything that you read. Don't believe everything. Don't believe everything that you read. Don't believe everything that you read. Don't believe everything. Don't believe everything that you read. Don't believe everything that you read. Don't believe still here. Don't believe everything that you read. Don't believe everything that you read. Don't believe still here. Don't believe everything that you read. Don't believe everything that you read. Don't believe still here. Don't believe everything that you read. Don't believe everything that you read. Don't believe still here. Don't believe everything that you read. Don't believe everything that you
That music video was by Columbia, Missouri-based band Violet and the Undercurrents.
Years ago, the banks drew a red line around the South Bronx because immigrants and Black and Latino families lived here. The money stopped, the people got poor, and the landlords burned them out of their homes for the insurance money. But to a 10-year-old girl who spent 3 years with her mom and baby brother in a Brooklyn homeless shelter, our first real home inside that Bronx red line was beautiful. Boogie Down, the birthplace of hip-hop, all that magic and all these people got redlined in. We were an island of salsa music, block parties, y la revolución. From the young lords to the people who rebuilt their blocks, brick by brick, building by building. Our people stayed to fight. Survival, resilience, creativity. That's what the South Bronx is. But we've been sold out by the political establishment and the greedy developers who fund them. And our own community leaders are complicit, taking their money and helping them steal our homes. Housing is a universal human right, but because of racist housing practices like redlining, America needs a homes guarantee. But that's not enough. We need Medicare for all and a Green New Deal. I've spent my life fighting for this community. Working people, single parents, the elderly, the poor, people who ride the bus and work 2 jobs. They're the most powerful people I know. I'd be the only member of Congress to have grown up homeless in New York City. I remember that 10-year-old girl, humiliated that she lives in a shelter, who promised herself that she'd do anything to keep other families from feeling that shame, who found her first home in the South Bronx and became the daughter of a revolution. I'm Samelis Lopez, and I'm running for Congress because the South Bronx saved my life, and there's nothing I won't do to save my home.
Next is a music video from Nashville, Tennessee-based band The Southern Gothic.
Well, it was barely past 11 when my pills kicked in. The Cabernet didn't hurt my cause as I stumbled down the roof. Not even half as drunk as these strangers I pass, stumbling in and out of bars as they smoke cigars and laugh. But I don't even think anyone's from here anymore. Well, it's pouring in sheets down on the bayou, and we're dancing out in the quarter under the lamps. Red wine and codeine are coursing through our veins, and we never want to go back home again. They say it's not out in war if it's written about. Tell me what else could ever really last. Trepidation and devastation are all that remain of those things we thought we'd learned from years past. Everything else just fades so fast. But when it's pouring in sheets down on the bayou, and we're dancing out in the quarter under the lamp, red wine and codeine are coursing through our veins, and we never want to go back home. I said, don't it make you feel so helpless? Sometimes Sometimes they make you feel so lost. Your love's all I got, baby. The things I thought I'd never say are pouring from my heart like la 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 la. The things I've forgotten are all but a few. They're just a stain in the back of my mind. See, I remember there's something, girl, but I'm never sure just what. So I just sit here looking for a sign, one that I may never find. Well, it's pouring in sheets down on the bayou, and we're dancing out in the quarter under the lamp. Red wine and codeine are coursing through our veins, and we never want to go back home when it's pouring in sheets down on the bayou, and we're dancing out in the quarter under the lamp. Red wine and codeine are coursing through our veins, and we never wanna go back home. I said, don't it make you feel so helpless? Sometimes it make you feel so lost. Your love's all I got, baby. The things I thought I'd never say are pouring from my heart like la 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 la. Like la 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 la. La 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 la. Ooh, la 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 la.
Kimberly Graham is running for the Democratic Senate seat in Iowa, and her primary is coming up on June 2nd. Donate to her campaign and find out how you can help make phone calls at kimberlyforiowa.com.
Hi, everyone at Musicians for Bernie. I really appreciate the opportunity to talk to you today, even if it's through video. My name is Kimberly Graham. I'm running for United States Senate for the great state of Iowa. And thank you for putting on the events that you have put on, that you're still putting on to support progressive candidates all over the country. We need your support, and we're super grateful for it. So I'm running for United States Senate. And I'll tell you a little bit about why I'm running and what I hope to accomplish as the next junior senator from the state of Iowa. I'm running because for the last 20 years, I've been a mom to a now 20-year-old son, Max, and for those same 20 years, I've been an attorney for abused or neglected kids and for parents in the juvenile courts. What I've learned in the last 20 years of representing kids and parents in court is that, among other things, is that we don't do a very good job of investing in children and families in the United States. Most developed nations spend between 2 and 3% of their GDP on programs for children and families, and the United States spends 0.6% of its GDP. Now, there's that old saying, if you want to know someone's values, show me their checkbook. The United States is not showing through where it spends its money what it really values. And so we need to dramatically shift that and make investments in children and families. So I'm running because after the 2016 elections, like so many people, I was very disgusted and disappointed and saddened and shocked by who was going to become the president of the United States. And most of you who are parents who are watching this message will understand what I'm about to say. I would do anything to save my son, including running for United States Senate. And that may sound hyperbolic, but when we're not really taking any significant action on the climate crisis, And when my son and your kids and your grandkids may not have a habitable place to live in 20 or 30 years, or you, if you're my son's age, that's incredibly important. So we need to make a lot of changes. And I realized after the 2016 election that if we did not step up to represent us, then we get what we get. So I decided to run for United States Senate because we need more progressives in the United States Senate. And, it's not an easy road when you don't take corporate PAC money and you don't take corporate lobbyist money, and we don't. It's difficult and challenging to raise the amount of money necessary to run a United States Senate campaign, but we got to try. And in spite of not raising millions and millions of dollars, we've raised enough to have 5 full-time staffers and to do some things that we need to do. But in spite of not taking corporate money, we recently won a Des Moines Register Mediacom poll of the 5 Democrats who are running for this seat. And of those 5 Democrats who are running for the United States Senate seat in Iowa, I am the only one who is for Medicare for all or universal single-payer healthcare system. And any of you who are watching this, I'm sure that is one of your top issues. It certainly is for me. There is absolutely no way in the world that anyone should die from rationing insulin in the United States of America. We actually have an epidemic of 26-year-olds dying in the United States of America from rationing insulin because they come off their parents' health insurance at 26 and can't afford health insurance. So that's something we need to change. What I tell people is that health insurance and healthcare in the United States should work just like a public library. We have all decided at some point that it's worth investing in public libraries, and so we all invest and pay for public libraries. We pay for the books, we pay for the librarian, we pay for the building. And when you walk into a library, you hand them your library card and you take out a book, and you never get a bill, you never hand them your debit card, you never get a bill in the mail, right? That's how healthcare should work. We should all agree it's important and valuable. We should all fund it together in a universal plan. And then when you go to get care at the doctor or a hospital, you give them your healthcare card, you get your care, and you walk out, hopefully healthy. And you never get a bill and you never hand them a debit card. So we need to join the rest of the world in considering healthcare as a fundamental human right. Human rights are not for sale. Human rights are not commodities to be bought and sold and marketed. So for those who are saying healthcare is a human right, but they still want to have a public option, or they still want to have the system as is, or fix the ACA, I would just answer, no, we don't pay for human rights. What you're talking about is something, but whatever it is not a human right. So we have a lot of work to do. I would love to have your help with our campaign in any way that you can offer us help. You can find out more at kimberlyforiowa.com, KIMBERLYFOR, Iowa.com. And I would just like to leave you with this. If you're feeling despair and sad because of Senator Sanders suspending his campaign, I would remind you of something that Senator Sanders says a lot. And that is this. He quotes Nelson Mandela, who said, "It always seems impossible until it is done." We have a lot of progressive candidates across this country running for U.S. Senate and for Congress and for City Council and for County Board of Supervisors and for state legislatures. Please find some candidates to get behind and work hard for them, because a lot of them are going to win. And then the next time we have elections, more of them are going to win. And that's just going to keep happening until we actually get to that more perfect union that we have always been striving toward and never quite have achieved. And it's always going to be a work in progress. But we can do so much better in the wealthiest nation on earth. Frederick Douglass said, power concedes nothing. Power concedes nothing without a demand. It never has, and it never will. By running for United States Senate, that is my demand at the moment, for power to concede and for the people to be represented. We need to be representing us. So thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it. And I want to thank you again, Musicians for Bernie, for everything that you're doing. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Bye.